Hey guys, it's Jen from Flux Images, and we're going to be editing an underwater photo today. Thanks for joining.
So we're going to start with this picture, and we're going to end up with this one. Let's get started. So first we have it in the Photoshop Camera Raw, and in here we're just going to adjust most things, mostly get the color. I started out with the yellows and the pinks. I'm not saying that you have to do this. This is not a tutorial. I'm just glad you're with me here today and you can see what I do. You can either adjust the yellows and the pinks, or if you have white in your photo like I happen to have with these tiles, you can just do the color dropper, and it makes it so much easier for a place to start with. Our next step is to dehaze. Water is very hazy. You'll want to do this, and you'll want to bring back your blacks and your shadows. And then I like to add in some vibrance and some saturation. I love the colors in this photo, and I definitely want to bring those out, especially in that mermaid tail. It's gorgeous. And then the next step is to work on the details. We were shooting in an indoor pool, and it gets very, very low light, so we have a lot of noise in there. So we just gotta reduce the noise and play with the sharpening and get a very smooth picture. I like it to be smooth. I know a lot of people like to have texture in the skin and whatever. I don't. It's underwater. You're not gonna get those textures very well anyway, and it's not a close-up face shot, so I'm not worried about it. Then we're just going to go to the color mixer and boost some of the colors that you are going to lose in the water. Your reds, your oranges, your yellows. But again, this is just the way I do it. You might not want as much color in your photo depending on what your subject matter is. I happen to have a very colorful mermaid. And last step I do is go to the optics and remove chromatic aberration. That just helps out later. And we're ready to open it. So now we have it here, and the first step I do is to duplicate the background, just because I'm so afraid of doing something that I can't undo. So this way I always have what I started with. And then the next thing I do is we're going to start on this tile. This is an indoor pool. I might speed up some of this tile work. It's just so slow. I think I'm going to definitely speed this up because you don't need to see all this. And Annie and I that day actually went to a couple of different indoor pools. We were trying to find somewhere we could shoot. And one indoor pool was like, oh, you can swim in whatever you want, but you can't take pictures here. And I'm like, well, why not? So we went to another pool, and they're like, well, it's lap swim. So we happened to get 2 laps that were beside of each other. And we have all this wonderful tile. Lots of tile. Like, Annie and I had fun. I would definitely shoot with her again. And right here I'm using the healing brush to get rid of some of those lines where we use the patching tool. And I should have probably just called this video how to get rid of tile in an indoor pool, because this is going to take a while. Alright, so we're going to zoom out and see that this still looks like a patch job. Look at that, it looks like we just used the patch tool. So we're going to go in with that clone stamp a little bit, not the clone stamp, I'm sorry, but the healing brush just a little bit bigger. That's much better. Just make sure you don't duplicate our hand or anything silly like that. We don't want 2 hands in the photo. Well, except for the reflection, obviously. And again, I should have called this how to get rid of tile in the pool. That's all we're doing. No more tile. Now we'll zoom back out and see where I need to go in with that healing brush and make it all look better. Make sure if you make any lines that you go ahead and take care of that too. I accidentally made a whole bunch of lines here, so I had to go in and do a little bit here and there. Much better. Look at that. No more tile. called this layer No Tile. But I'm going to change the name later because we add a lot more blemish fixes to this. But tile? No tile. Magic. So the next thing I'm going to do is work on her blemishes on her face. No one is perfectly beautiful, even though Annie comes close. Just a couple blemishes here or there that show up because underwater makeup is not perfect. That's way too big. Make that smaller. And we'll just fix some skin blemishes. Here, this isn't quite a blemish, but it's a water bubble in front of her face. So we're definitely going to get rid of that water bubble a little bit. And there. No more water bubble. That's pretty normal, right? And here, I don't know what Annie did to her thumb, but on all these pictures I've had to, I think she was just, you know, she's a farm girl. She actually showed up to the photo shoot with hay in her hair, which was very charming. But, you know, definitely a true mark of a farm girl. So we had to help out her thumb. I guess she was doing something on the farm and really banged it up. Much better. We're going to crop this. You don't have to crop your photos. I like to crop them so that they fit into a normal photo size. This is better for prints. This is better for social media. And for this one, I chose a 5x7. I kind of like not being able to see where the water ends or begins, but knowing that it does, I think it's pretty. If you have something else that you do, let me know. And you don't have to keep the reflection in there. I like the reflection. I think it's very pretty, so I kept it. Next thing we're going to do is color balance. Now I just want to change the color in the shadows so it's a little blue still. I don't like how blue that is. Bump up the reds, bump up the yellows. And look at her skin tone is so much better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Before, after. See, it just gets that haziness, that last bit of haziness out of there. On to curve layers. I love curves. The first one we're going to do is just an overall curve. It's just going to punch up some of the contrast and brighten it a lot. But I definitely love all the colors in Annie's outfit and her tail. If you come to me and you have something super colorful, so like not white, not mostly blue, we will be friends. I love shooting color underwater. About there. Just something subtle. That makes a difference. Just brightening that up, but keeping the darkness in the dark. Gosh, I'm loving all the colors in this tail, by the way. So I also use curves for highlighting and like dodge and burn. So this one's going to be my highlights. I'm going to go in here with a very fluffy brush and at about 10% opacity. I'm going to start on the face because why not? Let's just start on the face. So with the face, it's a lot of like where your contour would be, like if you do contour makeup, kind of similar. And here we're just getting just some highlights where the light naturally falls. So you might not see a big difference while you're doing it, but the difference is there. Gosh, it's such a pretty tail. Mermaid does some beautiful work, you guys. See? You get a little bit of contrast there, a little bit more light on places where you want it. Looks lovely. Now here I tried to use the highlighting to take out this little shadow where you can see the fin inside of the fluke. There's, I'm sure, a better way to go about this. I didn't quite get there. We'll do another curve. This will make burn layer, so we're going to go a little bit darker with it. In the dark. And then invert the mask and only bring it out where we want it. Oops. Closer to the face. So when doing faces, you can do what you want. I just tend to go where the contour is and where the natural shadows are. So if I'm contouring, I want to bring those cheekbones in a little bit, underneath the jawline here, and just around the face in general. I'll contour the body a little bit. So wherever the shadows naturally fall, just bring those out. There's a little too much light on this lower belly area, so I'm going to diminish that a little bit. Just so it takes away from the subject's face. I definitely want the face to be what people look at, not the little tummy here. So just darken that just a little bit. See, it's a subtle difference there. I'll zoom out. Yeah, that looks really good. A little bit of highlights. And a little bit of shadow. And if the top image was more clear, I'd probably do it to the collection too, but for this photo, I don't think it's necessary. Okay. Now I go down here and I want to boost that brightness because I like my photos to pop. A little bright, contrast. Oh, we forgot to use Legacy. No, I think I want to use Legacy. We'll do that again. Oh, that's much better. Perfect. And I think this is good to go. Let me know what you guys think.